It has finally arrived. This is the Warhammer 2 mod that was for Nagash, has been imported into Warhammer 3 now, and it is absolutely incredible. As you can see, this is the beautiful Nagash. To begin with, you start off as a husk of your former self, needing to be reborn once again. And spoiler alert, but how you can do that is basically by doing all of the quests and take the Black Pyramid. One quick tip. You'll, after taking this and doing 3 of the quests, I believe, a portal is going to spawn here that'll let you go towards Numbers, so just saving you a lot of time. Alongside this, you can unlock a ton of other characters. This is Luther Harkon, Arkan, you can have Manfred, get Krell, Neferata, and Vlad, but you'll have to do specific things to unlock them, such as gaining the capital of Castle Drakenhof for Vlad. And as we see, like I mentioned, you start off as a husk form. And what we'll do is we'll jump over and showcase exactly what he looks like when he's not in his husk form. As you can see, this is a little bit further on. We've now taken the Black Pyramid of Nagash, and we can see this is Nagash in his normal ascended form, and he looks absolutely huge and stonking. If we look at his tech tree, you can see he has some new spells, the Abyssal Swarm, the Breath of Darkness, the Soul Stealer, which is quite useful when it comes to massive chef fights. You can do damage while healing. The Dark Riders, which will give you access to Black Knights, and I believe the upgraded version will give you some Hex Wraiths. Alongside of this one, this is for the likes of Crypt Ghouls and Crypt Horrors. And then as you go further along, this spell's really, really good. You do single target damage. It's actually quite insane. It does like 1,000 damage minimum. Alongside this, you can get units you can summon. The Overcasted version is all 3 of them mounted on a kitty cat. And then you can see that we get the Arc Necromancer, giving you more reserve and miscast reduction. Master Arcane Conduit, which literally is infinite winds of magic. But keep in mind, most of the fights don't last long enough to actually get value from that. And also, we have the Death Magic Incarnate, which gives him regeneration alongside of Unbreakable and Vigor. But obviously, you've got to hit underneath 25% for that to trigger. But you can see there's just a ton of random bits and bobs. He has loads of things in which will actually buff up specific type of units, such as the Vampire Count units you can get from Luther Harkon, and the likes of the Tomb King units from Neferata, alongside of the units in which you'll get from Sylvania, aka Vlad. So you can buff up pretty much everything that will be inside of your army, so you can very much leverage a ton of different types of units. Alongside all units being buffed with ammunition and missile strength, and instead of buffing, very linear things such as Tomb King units, it'll buff everything that you can utilize in the campaign. So it's really, really useful to actually go down the red tree, but obviously in a world where you have Greater Arcane Conduit and literally all of the books available to you from Nagash perspective, but you can see that oftentimes these have some really nice bonuses. I went with the 9th book, which gives me regeneration. Alongside of the Death Magic Incarnate, it's a lot of healing, and you can just keep printing off spells, as we discussed earlier, but absolutely free. And obviously you can gain some really, really powerful passive effects. This is the Zephet Netbar, the Mortis Blade, super cool. And there's obviously the armor as well, which you'll obtain once you start leveling him up. So I'm 1 level off for getting in this, and I'm a couple levels away from this one, so 5 away from that one. And you can see his melee stats are actually reasonable alongside some good armor, and massively an improvement from his husk form. But I would highly recommend checking out this mod. I'm going to give a link to the mod in the description. I'll have a Steam collection for you to use, and that's all you'll need. But thank you so very much for watching as always. Have a wonderful day, and make sure to check out my Twitch.